2057. Earth's resources are completely depleted. A race to claim every ore-bearing rock in the solar system begins. (2079). Tension grows as opposing nations compete for ever-declining resources and expand their military capabilities in space. 2085. Eurofed Deep Space Survey ship Argo is impounded by SDR-AF coalition forces. 3 ships are destroyed in the ensuing police action. Negotiations fail and war breaks out. 2086. The war escalates and military resources on all sides are rapidly depleted. 2087. The final fleet action takes place at Nereus Harbor, orbiting Neptune. Within days, the battle is finished. Damaged and badly irradiated, the flagship Damocles is the only cruiser to survive the conflict. The war is over. Powerful multinational corporations unite to take control and restore order to the tatters of society. With little remaining military or financial resources, Earth's governments are stripped of their powers and are forced to demilitarize. The construction of capital-class armed spacecraft is outlawed. 2089. The corporations continue the exploitation of space, making vast profits to further strengthen their position. Earth's coalition government is allowed to create a multinational force to keep order in the colonies. The government police are born.
I never intended to join the G-Police. A lot of vets did after the collapse, but I'd seen enough killing. And killing's what it's all about. When they first hit the colonies, the G-Police operated like any other Earth-based force. They got slaughtered by the truckload, and it was clear that the frontiers required more forceful policing. Close air support was introduced in the shape of the AG-60 Havoc. I'd flown these babies on Mars during the war, and they were past their prime even then. Lack of funding from Earth means that these ships are still in frontline service. Second-hand machines flown by second-hand crews. Which doesn't make the job any easier. G-Police are supposed to represent government authority in the colonies, but I knew the score. Most smart cops did now. Keep the population under control and try and turn a blind eye to any shady corporation deals. G-Police are all volunteers, usually vets with time on their hands. There's a few high-minded idealists who think they can make a difference, but the majority are just running from problems back on Earth. The G-Police ask no questions. If you're willing and you're up to it, you're in. Elaine Slater was one of the idealists. She was on her 4th tour as a Havoc pilot on Callisto, and now she's dead. Another good cop among many. They don't keep count anymore, but Elaine Slater was different. She was my sister. The inquiry gave a verdict of suicide linked to stress and depression. I didn't buy that. Elaine had won commendations for closing a couple of big cases, and she'd even hinted at a new romance. Depression just didn't fit the picture. If I didn't believe the suicide verdict, that left only one option. Someone murdered her and went to the trouble of covering it up. I had to know the truth. With a couple of street contacts and most of my savings, I bought a new identity and signed up as a Havoc pilot in the colonies. My military record got me a posting to the main hotspot, Callisto, to Elaine's old unit. I knew I'd have to watch my back out there. If anyone found out I was Elaine's brother, I was as good as dead.
Welcome to Callisto, Mr. Taylor. I'm Commander Horton, and I run this operation. I don't know who you were trying to fool with that false name, Bull Slater, but it's not gonna work on me.
I'd met some of the pilots already. They seemed pleasant enough. Horton was another story. A horror story. He talked tough and looked tougher. That hunk of tin hanging around his brain hadn't slowed him down, though. He'd spotted my phony ID and was not impressed. Arriving on the same flight as the internal affairs investigator hadn't earned me any brownie points either. It was plain that my new commander didn't trust me. Yeah, that was okay. I wasn't too sure about him either. As I listened to Horton, I noticed the medals he wore. A vet from the Neris action. No wonder he looked half dead. Well, then it clicked. He was the Horton, the last great fleet captain. What the hell was he doing in this backwater?
I don't trust you, Slater, and I'm gonna be watching you like a hawk. Your first briefing is tomorrow at 0500 hours in the main briefing room. In the meantime, I suggest you take a look at your unit's database and familiarize yourself with it. That's all for now, Slater. Dismissed. Okay, people, listen up. We all know that gang warfare has escalated rapidly in the past few months. We've been hit pretty hard by it. A lot of the weapons being used by the gangs are a restricted military issue. We need to find out where this state-of-the-art firepower is coming from and neutralize the source. Recent information points to Krakow employees being involved in this weapons smuggling. The evidence is slight, however, and there is no clear motive for the corporation as a whole. I have expressed our concerns to their president, Natalie Argenta, who was naturally denied any involvement. Argenta is coming over on the next shuttle, which arrives in 4 days. I can't give an official directive here, but off the record, keep a close eye on Krakow activities. I think they're hiding something. As you're probably aware, Internal Affairs are now investigating us, so no foul-ups, no heroics, and definitely no friendly fire incidents. Understood? Yeah. Keep your eyes open out there, do your job, and get back in one piece. We can't afford to keep losing pilots or gunships at this rate. Mission briefings are at 0500 hours tomorrow. Good luck, people. Dismissed.
One of the major Callisto corporations is suspected of smuggling arms into the colony. Unfortunately, we are yet to determine which corporation is to blame. We have received certain details from an informant, suggesting that the latest shipment will be arriving on the next inbound transport. The inventory lists 10 cargo containers, which are to be loaded onto tractors and delivered to the appropriate shipping addresses. Orders are to scan the incoming transports while attempting to identify the smugglers. Once the convoy leaves the spaceport, you must perform a weapons scan on all containers. If suspicious goods are present, continue to monitor the container until an arrest team arrives. In the event of a problem, do not open fire unless directly fired upon. Good luck.
Control to Alpha 1. Cargo containers located at Spaceport Holding Area. Proceed to Spaceport Dome. Over. Control to Alpha Wing. Follow the waypoints to the spaceport. Over. Control to Alpha Wing. Fly through the tunnel to the next dome. Over. Control to Alpha Wing. You have one unidentified craft in your vicinity. Over. Destroy that fighter before you proceed. Control to Alpha Wing. Go through the tunnel to reach spaceport. Control to Alpha Wing. Scan the containers for illegal arms. Over. Control to Alpha Wing. Well done. Illegal arms found. Arrest team on the way.
Ground Team Epsilon reporting. We're on our way. Over. Ground Team Epsilon reporting. We are in position. Over.
Control to Alpha Wing. There are 4 suspects in Devor Dome. Track them down and scan them. Over. Control to Alpha Wing. You have more hostiles incoming. Over. Nice job. Control to Alpha 1. Vehicles must be scanned and identified before they are lost. Over. Commence scan. Innocent. Do not destroy. Commence scan. Innocent, do not destroy. 2 down, 2 to go. Commence scan. Innocent, do not destroy. 3 down, 1 to go. It's gotta be the next one. Commence scan. Control to Alpha 1. We have a positive weapons check, Alpha 1. You are clear to engage. Over.
Ground Team Epsilon to Alpha Wing. We are under attack. Request assistance, please.
Control to Alpha Wing. Mission complete. Over. Control to Alpha Wing. Ground Team Epsilon have been eliminated. Over.
It is confirmed that the container was carrying sufficient illegal arms to supply a small army. Krakow Corporation denies involvement. However, it is clear that we should be aware of the possibility of corrupt elements operating within Callisto's infrastructure.